Moccasin. In this video,
Sorry. Okay, I can hear.
hello and welcome to One Step at a Time Farmstead. Join our family on our journey as we build a like-minded community while living life on our terms in accordance with our beliefs, our convictions, our desires, and above all, our faith in God and our God-given calling.
We promote a self-sufficient, self-sustaining lifestyle, especially with regard to fresh produce and fresh meat and the preservation thereof.
It is our objective to prove that the self-sufficient, sustainable, healthy, happy, and fulfilling lifestyle is possible, even in an urban setting, while adhering to various laws, rules, and regulations of our government.
Our ultimate vision and goal are to obtain and establish functional and profitable farm enterprises where we produce wholesome foods grown and raised according to our conviction in the way that God intended. In other words, organic, natural, chemical-free.
Furthermore, it is our aim to teach and train in the various principles of self-sufficiency, self-reliance, and food security. We foresee hosting, supporting, and sponsoring masterclass training workshops in accordance to our call to the ministry of God.
With your support, we know we can achieve these goals.
Hello and welcome back to One Step at a Time Farmstead. Basically, welcome back to our kitchen or to our dining room table today. We decided to do a series from our kitchen on our monthly meal planning and preparation, specifically for our dinner meals. In this video, we would like to discuss some of the reasons why we started with meal planning and preparation, as well as the benefits that we found that we as a family enjoy now.
For the past few months or so, we've been following home design meal plans based on dietary requirements and preferences that we as a family have.
Each individual in the family is considered.
And that's quite a few. We've also just been adjusting the menus over specific time frames or months, depending on crop availability, depending on
our likes and dislikes. There were some recipes. The one was still during the winter time at the old house with the cabbage. And I eat cabbage and my family absolutely hates it.
Not to enjoy it.
So we had to try and adjust, but it's been quite a few months now that we've been developing meal plans and recipes, and then
modifying the recipes from there,
or completely chuck them out and get another thing. But according to our preferences, basically. Here is some of the reasons why we decided
to start with meal
to start with the meal plans, specifically for us as a family, and what we found were the benefits of it as well. The reasons why we started with the meal plan, I can basically split into two and say what was our needs and also what would be the benefit of following a meal plan and why we decided to start that. First of all, we address our needs as a family. So kind of starting to follow a meal plan was because of need. And I think the major need, the number one need, was to budget our grocery bill. In the past, we would go to the store, supermarket, whatever, and walk through the aisles, see what they've got in special. Oh, that looks good, that looks lekker. Grab it, and into the trolley it goes. And at the end of the day, you buy so many, first of all, unnecessary, second of all, unhealthy, third of all, fattening things because you don't have a plan. Yeah, that also pushes up your expenses at the end of the day because there's so many luxury items that we buy, and at the end of the day it's not all that beneficial to you or healthy for you. As a family, when things started getting tight financially, I think that is one of the major motivations why we decided to go with meal planning, and that is to have our groceries in a budget and to actually feed the family from that set budget. And from that, there's a natural benefit that comes from that, and that is saving money. Because when you now have a set meal plan or a menu, and you know what ingredients you need, and you go out and buy your groceries, and you actually stick to the plan, obviously you start saving money because you don't have that expenses on luxury items. But also saving money was a need for us. It's a benefit, but yeah, it addressed one of our other needs automatically, which was saving money. Another benefit going hand in hand with that is healthier choices, to buy things that are actually healthier choices.
Okay, another main need was addressing health issues. So most of the time how we would work was we would get home late, be really tired, and then you still got to come home, you've got to make food, feed your family, and get all your evening household chores done, you know, before going to bed. So the quickest was taking out something, chips and rations, deep frying them, eating, and going to bed.
Yeah.
That's obviously an unhealthy choice that was made, but at the time maybe
it was quick, easy, and tummies were full.
Yeah.
Although the meal itself, I mean, it's carbs and fats, and which by itself isn't a healthy combination, and then not much other nutritional value, you know, in that as well. Basically brought us to the point where we could, you know, having a plan and having a menu that we decide on beforehand, we can make healthier choices and decide to go and buy those ingredients. Especially me struggling with my weight, it's always been a challenge because cooking healthy food every night, and then you get home at well, 5, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, and still try to cook for an hour or two to have a healthy meal, it's ridiculous. So then obviously we opt for the easy way out with French fries and pie, something quick, easy, but unhealthy. By actually prepping your meals beforehand, you can still have a healthy meal that you freeze, and then the night before take it out, let it thaw out in the fridge, and by the time you get home at night, we just warm that up on the stove again, and that works wonderfully for stews and soups and chicken a la king and stuff like that. But you've got a healthy meal and still quick and easy.
Yeah.
So it's just by making the correct choices and taking that time to prepare it beforehand. And that brings us to another benefit, saving time, especially coming home late from work and tired and just not in the right space of mind. You just want to relax. You save a lot of time, rather than cooking, to sit back and actually enjoy time with the family, unwind, and just enjoy life. So that's another great benefit, which obviously then leads to reduced stress. The other need for our meal planning is obviously with us having our own vegetable garden, is planning and preparing meals according to your seasonal vegetables or seasonal crops that come in. And obviously the excess we take and can or make sauces or do whatever, we preserve it in that way. But fresh eating is always good for us. And even now, with the time that it's our first season year, and I don't have a lot of healthy vegetables in the garden because I don't have a lot of compost, and starting all over from scratch. Obviously we do go to the fresh produce market and buy in veggies at this moment, but it's also mostly seasonal vegetables that we buy in, and still need to plan according to that, and still maintain a healthy diet.
Okay, so another benefit is that planning and preparing the monthly meals in advance, it limits wastage of food. So you come home, you make food, there's leftovers that get put in the fridge and eventually gets given to the dog or your animals that you have. Another thing is when we would go to the grocery store, we would buy with the thought in mind of making a specific meal or dinner. You think in advance, okay, I'll be making this, and then you buy the ingredients, and by the time you get to make it, the ingredients in your fridge have gone off.
Spoiled,
it gets spoiled.
Again, because you don't have that time always, specifically, especially after working, you are tired.
Yeah.
You always think, I'll make the cheesecake tomorrow, or
And you never do.
whatever, and you never do, and then things go spoiled because you're always tired and you don't have the time. So, again, it limits buying unnecessary, and also over buying.
Yeah.
Was the one trap that we also fell in quite a lot, is when they've got certain things on sale, on special, and nothing wrong with that if you use it.
Yeah.
But then it gets put in the fridge. Say they've got a box of
Green beans.
or whatever, and then you don't get to use it, but it was cheap, so you bought it, and
Eventually it goes off.
then it just spoils in your fridge in anyway. So it's better to buy with a plan in mind than just buying because
Buying's buying.
it's cheap. And also managing leftovers. You know, going and buying things for a meal. Now we decide to prepare, whatever meal. There's usually a lot of leftovers, which goes back to the fridge. But tomorrow you're not necessarily in the mood to eat the same food you had the previous night. And so a day passes, and again a day passes, and you've got leftovers spoiling. With planned meals, basically it limits your leftovers as well, because we portion it for every individual. And if we do have friends over, we obviously, unless we decide to make something fresh, but we've learned not to make it so much excess
Yeah.
that it would spoil in anyway.
Another thing is, okay, so we've actually done this for, I think, even longer than doing the meal plans, but we only do shopping once a month.
Yeah.
Obviously not if we need to buy bread or milk. I mean, that's a daily, weekly thing.
Weekly.
But for food, we do our bulk groceries
Once a month.
once a month. And that also ensures, so the shop that we go to has lots of specials. So if you buy like 3 or more kilos of a specific meat, you get it cheaper than only buying 1 or 2 kilos
So
for
buying bulk works out
cheap.
cheaper. Yeah.
So that's also another benefit, especially with my husband, who doesn't like shopping at all.
Yeah, I don't like shopping malls. That was basically our reasons why we started with the meal plans, and also some of the benefits. Also, the benefit of doing your monthly shopping is you don't go to the shop every day and then again spend unnecessarily. So like the deal said, bread and milk, things like that. It's, maybe once or twice a week that we'll go and buy fresh, especially milk. It's like every second, third day that we will go and buy that. But I mean, we don't go to shopping malls every day to, I want to go and pick up milk and then
Buy everything else.
I need to make dinner, so you buy this and that and whatever. So buying monthly and having that plan also reduces unnecessary spending.
Yeah.
And that obviously is a great benefit to us. And that brings us to the next segment of the video, which is, where we touch on our planning and organizing of our meals. Basically, planning our meals comes down to creating recipes that addresses everyone's specific need.
Yeah.
Again, at this moment, with my weight being a real problem, and that is an issue that I want to address.
Okay, so the second part of this video, we're going to discuss the planning and organizing of our specific meal plan, taking into consideration our food preferences. Our daughter does not like veggies, so it's a battle getting her to eat some of them. My son, he's actually starting to eat his veggies without so much of a hassle, but also he has preferences. He does not like cabbage. Onions, you can use it if it's finely cut. So that we had to take into consideration. My husband and myself that's trying to lose weight but can't follow our own strict diet.
Yeah, okay. Just one thing. I'm sorry I'm interrupting. I just want to give a shout out to Ruth and Zimmerman from Homesteading with the Zimmermans, which follows basically the Amish lifestyle of her childhood. Although she is not part of the community or the religion anymore, she still follows, the tradition in self-sufficiency. And something that I learned from her is to, with time, to basically let your child adapt their palate to the homegrown or healthier food instead of the grocery store food.
Yeah.
And my kids wouldn't eat squash. And I had to find creative ways to incorporate, because I had a bumper crop of squash, Herbert squash and butternut squash. So I had to find a way to incorporate that into our diet, and made me think out of the box. And we started making pancakes and fritters and pumpkin pie, all kinds of things, which wasn't, I wouldn't say healthy, but it got them to basically eat that. And eventually I wanted to make something with squash again, or we had squash, but I had to use it again, so I wanted to do like a pancake batter or something, and was cooking down the squash, or the pumpkin at that stage. It was a pumpkin. And by my surprise, the kids wanted it just like that, and not disguised as a pancake or whatever. So now they eat pumpkin and squash and quite happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry for interrupting you there. And yeah, still interrupting you, sorry. What Anil said about, especially me struggling with my weight, I wanted to follow a diet, a meal plan of a company. But it works out ridiculously expensive in the first place to starve yourself to death. Yeah. And in the second place, it's unpractical for me to try and follow a specific meal plan and the family another. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So we decided to create a meal plan with healthier choices, which the whole family can enjoy. And even Lucian, at his age, becoming more aware of his body and his build and fitness, and he wants to bulk up for rugby and work on his fitness as well. He also wants to, eat healthier. And what we've decided to do is to basically take the foods and recipes that we all enjoy, but like I said, make healthier choices, and that is reducing our carbs and simple sugar intake, not eliminate it, but reduce it, and basically up our protein and fat intake, obviously up our vegetable intake as well for the nutritional values and vitamins that they contain.
With creating this balanced menu, we've also decided not to totally move away from specific food groups. My family, for example, loves pasta. So that would be our go-to quick
Comfort
meal during the week. So pasta we would eat like 3-4 times a week maybe. So we've cut it down, I think, now to twice. But that will share in the next video when we get down to the actual meal plan. Last month, my daughter is pasta fanatic. She makes pasta. She will whip you up a pasta dish you've never tasted before. She actually absolutely loves it. So last month we were actually trying to follow this specific diet, which doesn't include pasta, and she was traumatized. She couldn't have pasta. It was terrible for her. So we also thought, that doesn't work. You're not supposed to eliminate everything and just concentrate on the healthy. You still have to have a limited amount of your pastas, your sugars, fats. So designing this menu might have been a little bit challenging, but we eventually brought it down to things the whole family enjoys.
While being relatively healthy. Daniel's got a wonderful point. I don't think a person, we tend to swing like a pendulum from the one extreme to the next. Either people eat completely unhealthy and it's McDonald's and burgers and fries and whatever every night, and to the other extreme where they basically live on rabbit food, salads and carrot strips. We don't want that. What we want is a varied, balanced, mostly healthy diet. And along with exercise, losing weight will come naturally. Yeah. So it's just about making the healthy choices. I don't say cut out sugar, but reduce sugar.
Limit your calorie.
I'm not saying eliminate carbs, but reduce it. And I'm not saying cut out fat. Fat is actually, I believe, good. Because I'm fat and I'm good. But, it is proven that fat is necessary for healthy brain function. So going fat-free is also not balanced or ideal.
Yeah.
The thing is moderation, wise choices, still enjoying everything, and exercise.
Yeah.
Trying, like Daniel said, it was quite challenging to create a meal plan for us because we are not nutritionists or doctors, but we can read and we can basically do some research and also trial and error, and we can self-discipline. But we've looked at some studies and some information. I won't really say some diets. No, maybe, well, we've obviously looked at some diets. But again, I don't think there's a specific go-to perfect diet for everybody. Every person is different. But yeah, we've looked into some resources and did some research. And okay, we didn't go as far as, all these wonderful apps and calorie counters and I believe if it is grown healthy, it will be healthy for you at the end of the day. And obviously moderation and self-discipline in everything. God gave you a healthy, wise mind to make healthy and wise decisions at the end of the day. Yeah, so basically, this is it for the first video in this segment, and we hope that you found some value value in it. And the crux that we actually want to drive home is, in planning there is benefits, health benefits and all that stuff, but it's for you and your family and your specific needs and your specific preferences to create something that will benefit you as a family at the end of the day. But we will end this video here and move over to the second one in the series. But for now, we love you. We appreciate you. God bless you. Goodbye.
Bye.